Captain by a hook with a red beard. Captain by a hook with a red beard.
Man, please. All about my bread like some ham and cheese. A lot to dive into today. A lot going on in the sports realm, sports world, the sports universe, if you will. College World Series. Ho, ho, ho. We got 7 of the 8 teams already with a ticket to Omaha. Touch on that a tad bit. Also, the NHL Stanley Cup. It tipped off. It's underway. Florida Panthers 3-0 shutout on Saturday night. Cha-ching. Cha-ching. That puck line plus 195. I would definitely talk that for a tad bit. It's Monday. I like to talk MLB on Mondays. Fernando Tatis Jr. Red, scorching hot. And of course, the O's, baby, the Orioles are doing their damn thing. We had the Yankees and Dodgers play a series over the weekend. And hey, the White Sox won 2 in a row. Crazy stuff going on in the MLB this weekend. Definitely want to touch up on that. Start voting. You can start voting for the All-Star ballot. Maybe sometime this week or next week, I'll do one live on air like I did last year. The NBA Finals are over. Huh? That's still, there's only 2-0. I thought that, I mean, did you see how horrible Luca looked though? I mean, this is the most laziest, out of shape, overrated superstar I've ever seen. Oh, we're live. Sorry. I'm sorry. Luca, the Don, chick. Just pathetic. Pitiful. Horrendous. I'm not a stats guy. I watch the game. I watch you barely make it past half court. I watch you, once you make it past half court, you stand in the corner and just pray to God nobody passes you the ball, as well as standing there, make it a 4-on-5 stagnant off. It just, please. I don't know how you made it to the finals. Timberwolves should be a damn shamed of themselves. But he's just too out of shape to compete. I've been saying this for years. Overrated trash. Can't believe I personally believed in him. Should take this ticket on the Mavericks and wipe my backside with it. Anyway, WNBA. I mean, hello, popping. New York Liberty, the hottest team in the league. The Aces of Las Vegas on a little slump. If dropped 2 in a row, lost 3 of the last 4. Seattle Storm and the Minnesota Lynx and getting a little feisty last night. I'm sure nobody watched it. I finished the Lynx game before I switched over to the finals game. Nafisha Collier, my dog, my favorite player. And then of course Kayla McBride. I mean, just absolute ridiculous. What, she had 8 threes on Friday night? Backs up with 7 threes yesterday. I mean, Kalia Copper for the Mercury. Friday night, we'll get to all of it. Buzzer beater. I mean, just fantastic weekend in the WNBA. I just cannot wait to dive in to that. How about last night, man? The Courtney Williams, Seattle Storm. I thought they were about to box, duke it out. They said, "I look, whoop, yo, this is Captain by a hook, baby." With the red beard, I'm Rowan Donaghy, aka Rowan Dobbs, and we're going live. This is a beautiful episode, number 350. Wow. I have if you remember the 100 episode thumbtacked up here, the little paper I held up. I should have made one for 350. Feels like a big number. You know, it's closer to 500 than it is to 100. Can't believe I've done 350 episodes over the last year and a half. Man, time flies. Just been having a blast. We've been through 2 New Years together, been through 2 Christmases together, 2 March Madnesses. It's amazing. Awesome. Awesome, 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 awesome. Anyway, um, let's dive into this College World Series briefly. It's captained by a hook, baby. Dive into the College World Series briefly. They don't have a line listed on today's games. There's only one game, I believe it's Georgia, North Carolina State. Don't quote me. Anyway, gave out North Carolina last week to win it all. This is future prices here, plus 900. Said I liked them. I liked them a lot. They're still alive and living. They are plus 650. I also gave out the Florida Gators. Shout out to the Florida Gators. Taking care of business. They beat Clemson over the weekend. I gave them out at 30 to 1. They're now 19 to 1. I'm not telling you to jump on the bandwagon now. And I'm not saying I got a good bet just because the price changed. They can still get that turkey and dog whooped. But I'm liking what I'm seeing from Florida, man. They win close ones. They win blowouts. They are doing the dang thing. This is alarming. For some reason, the Texas A&M Aggies have taken over the top spot as the favorites. Tennessee, the Volunteers, have been right above them this entire tournament of June. Um, Tennessee's now plus 280, Aggies plus 270 to win it all. Kentucky still the third favorite at plus 460. North Carolina plus 650. Florida State 9 to 1. Virginia plus 1400. Georgia. The Bulldogs, they're plus 1600. Florida Gators plus 1900 in the North Carolina State. Wolfpack, baby. How about the Wolfpack? Huh? Make a Final Four run. 1 win away from going to Omaha. Shout out to them. North Carolina State getting their sports in order. I'm just still going to sit on these tickets I got. I got Florida, long shots. Now this is when I will jump on Virginia. That's the one ticket I will add. I'm going to take Virginia plus 1400. I got North Carolina sitting at about 900. So I'm just going to ride those three teams into Omaha and hope I come out a little lucky, I guess you can say. Wouldn't be mad at you if you wanted to jump now on the Tennessee or Texas A&M. It's hard to bet favorites early, but now it's kind of like almost like, I might as well jump on the plus 280. You're not going to get a plus 280 on the championship game if they make it there. They seem to be primed to make it there. We all know the story. Nobody in 25 years, no number one seed has won it. Blah, 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 blah. But plus 280, plus 270 on both of those number 1 and 2 seeds. Probably the best price you're going to get. Game to game, they're probably going to be favored, or if they are a dog, it's going to be plus 105, plus 110. These are going to be your best numbers if you're trying to get a good number. But man, looking forward to watching some college baseball this weekend down there in Omaha. Sorry, I'm trying to navigate the system. the system that is life, life, life. Is there anybody out there? Saturday, baby. Jump to the NHL briefly. The Panthers of Florida put a nice little whooping, man. I had the puck line. Let me tell you, it was stressful. 1-0. You're just hoping it turns to 2-0. Now it's 2-0 in the second. You're in the third period. You're like, oh Lord Jesus, just score one more. I mean, they don't score that third goal until like 4 seconds left, 20 seconds left. I forget which, but something like that. But just an outstanding game from Bobrowski. Bobrowski. I mean, he saved everything. One-on-ones on a fast break, saved it. Shooting in a congested lane. Oh, I got it. Picked it up with the glove. Kept his stick down. He was just doing the damn thing. Shut the Oilers out. They scored nothing. 3-0 win by the Panthers. Shout out. Um, it's always tough to go back to the same bets 2 games in a row, especially something like the finals. But man, I'm tempted to take this Florida puck line uno más. Tiempo. That means one more time for the non-Espanol speakers. It's plus 188 right now. It's plus 195 on Saturday. Also liking the under. We saw 3-0. It's just that's another tough one. You keep Connor McDavid out of the net the whole game. You gotta think he's gonna come back for revenge. You gotta think he's gonna get 1, maybe even 2 points tonight. Just I don't know, man. The correlation. Florida's looked like the best hockey team of this playoffs. The Oilers of Edmonton. I don't know if they get a game till they get home. But I don't know. I'm leaning towards the under 5.5 tonight. Leaning towards Florida Panthers minus 1.5 on the puck line, plus 188. Those are 2 bets been sitting in my bet slip for about 2 hours. Kind of just contemplating pulling that trigger. I got 2 MLB bets tonight and 3, I think, WNBA props. 1 game. It's going down, down, baby. Also, cannot wait to talk WNBA. Cannot wait to talk WNBA, baby. Yeah, it's captain by a hook. Let's talk some MLB. We got the Stanley Cup, man. Heating up. Jumping to the standings real quick. You got the red hot Yankees, 8-2 over their last 10. Held their own against the Brooklyn Bums. That is the Los Angeles Trolley Dodgers. Old-fashioned New York rivalry there between the Yanks and the Dodgers. Baltimore, baby. They won 3 in a row, 7-3 over their last 10. They're 2.5 back from the Yanks in the AL East. Pretty much the only 2 teams there making any noise. Every other team is 500 or worse. Speaking of 500 or worse, the Boston Red Sox. All I'm gonna say is they lost 2 in a row to the White Sox. Pitiful. Just pitiful performance over the weekend for the Red Sox. Yikes. Moving over to the AL Central. Speaking of the Red Sox, 2-8 over their last 10. I think they lost 300 games in a row before playing the Red Sox over the weekend. Yikes. Cleveland Guardians. They have a 4-point lead in this division over the Royals. The Guardians won 2 in a row, 6-4 over their last 10, having a dandy of a season. They have a game off. They have the day off today. The Mariners continue to marin. Nerds. They have a 5-game lead over the Rangers in the AL West. The Astros looks like they're figuring it out. The Angels walk them off last night, but Astros, man, 6-4 over their last 10, 6.5 back, 4.5 back from a wild card. They're 30-36. When you look at this, like I said, 6.5 back. Mariners 37-30, Rangers 31-34. I feel like this second half of the season, all of these teams, Mariners just they're putting their best foot forward. It's almost I don't want to say pathetic, but they think they're doing something. It's June. The Rangers just won a ring last year. They chilling. Astros, the dynasty they've been the last 6, 7, 8 years, they chilling. But come post All-Star break, we got about 3 weeks to the All-Star break. I think this Astros team is going to turn it on. I think the Ranger team is going to turn it on. This Mariners team needs to take this next a month and a half and just get as big of a lead as they can on this division. Because this 5 game, 6.5 game lead that y'all have, that's nothing. That's 2 weeks of good baseball from the Astros or Rangers, and you're back in second or third place in that division. So, the Mariners, you need to win as much as possible. Good news for you. You got the White Sox starting tonight. I got a pretty interesting bet on that one. We got the Phillies talking about National League East still doing the damn thing. They now have a 9 game lead on the Braves of Atlanta. Phillies 45-20, 7-3 over their last 10, plus 108 on the season in run differential. 27-10 at home, 18-10 on the road, 4-2 against teams 500 or better. This season really is, I don't know a term to use, a lot of losing teams this year. A lot of losing teams. When you look at these divisions I just went over, the AL East only has 2 teams above 500. The Red Sox are right at 500, and then the Blue Jays, Rays under 500. Um, the AL Central has 3 teams over 500. Twins barely over 500, and then the AL West only has the Mariners over 500. The NL East only the Braves and Phillies over 500. The Metropolitans, they steal a game from the Phillies yesterday. I think they were down 4-3 in the 8th inning. And I swear, I swear, I almost bet the Mets live like plus 500. Then I laughed at the thought of it, moved the F on with my day. Look back like 30 minutes later, they're winning the game in extra innings. I said, holy coyote, Batman. Anyway, the NL Central, baby, Brewers still doing the damn thing. Now, this is where it gets interesting. The Reds, the hottest team in this division, they're 8-2 over the last 10. You have the Cubs, the Reds, and the Cardinals. All 3 of these teams tied. Tied. 6.5 games back from the Brew Crew of Milwaukee. And then you have the Pirates of Pittsburgh. The Pirates of Pittsburgh. They're only a half a game back from them. 7 games back from the Brewers. This is going to be a wild card race in the National League that you want to watch come August. Between the NL East, NL Central, and NL West, there's about 8 or 9 teams that's going to be fighting for the 2 wild card spots, 3 wild card. There's probably 8 wild card spots now. I don't even remember. It's too much for me to keep up with. I'm a regular season guy. Once the MLB playoffs start, I'm kind of like, who cares? The race to the pennant is over. I'm old school. I remember when it was just the best team from the AL, best team from the NL. You play in the World Series. None of this playoff stuff. None of this wild card stuff. Every year, I feel like they add more teams. It's just watered down now. I'm done with it. Could care less about it. I like the race. But this NL Central is going to be a gauntlet come August. And then the NL West, the Los Angeles Trolley Dodgers, 41-26, 8 game lead over the Padres. And then you have the Giants, half a game back from the Padres. And then the Diamondbacks, 31-35. It's going to be a case where the Diamondbacks win the NL, go to the World Series, and then miss the playoffs. That's what it's feeling like. I thought they improved. I thought they got better. It's one of those weird situations, and I'm not calling for anybody's job, but I just say I go back and forth about Torey Lovullo. I scream that he should be fired, and then they do the damn thing. He gets an extension. Maybe that was the right move. Make a World Series. It's the right move. comes back. Oh, he should be. I don't know. For 3 seasons now, I've been flip floppy on Torey Lavulo. When they gave him the original extension, what was that, 2022, 2021 maybe? I was thinking they just don't. They're just not ready. They got a bunch of guys in the farm system coming up. They don't want to put a new manager in there. They're just going to give Torey Lavulo one more season, and he's probably be done after that season. Ends up having an amazing season. They extend him again. He makes the World Series. They extend him again. It's almost like like the organization got tricked into keeping Torey Lavulo. Um, but I don't know, man. Diamondbacks 31 and 35. Definitely not out of it. Only one game back from a wild card. 9.5 back from the Brooklyn Bums, the Dodgers. I don't know. They're minus 13 on the season. They are a conundrum. And then you got the lowly Colorado Rockies. The Rockies and the Marlins, baby. They're going back and forth fighting for that bottom spot of the National League. But anyway, man, some great games today in the MLB. Nice little, I think it's 6 games today. You got to get the old schedule. 7 games today, man. Loving it, loving it, loving it. I got 2 bets across these 7 games. I will give out a little later in the bet slip. In the old betting slip. Here it is. I was like, I know I got this box score opened up. It's Captain by a Hook, baby. Jumping to these finals real quick. Tatum. Wow. But you know who really impressed me? And you know what I'm really mad about? I gave out Drew Holiday at 100-1 to win the Finals MVP. I'm just mad I was right. I am just mad that I knew this kid was going to be the best player on the damn court for the Celtics. And I bet the Mavs. Ain't that some turkey dog chili? But Drew Holiday, man, last night, just the most beautiful and efficient game I've ever seen. 2 for 2 from the free throw line. 2 for 4 from behind the arc. 11 of 14. This guy only missed one shot that wasn't a three last night, and he only missed 2 damn threes. 11 for 14 from the floor. 41 minutes. Lockdown defense. Double, baby. 11 boards, 3 assists, 26 points for the big dog, Drew Holiday. Shout out to Drew, man. Uh, he's gonna be one of those players that's probably gonna be forgotten, but I think he's gonna get a ring this year. Got the ring with the Bucks. He definitely should be more respected and more loved than he is. Jason Tatum, 12 assists, 9 rebounds, 18 points. 1 rebound shy of a triple double from Jason Tatum, which is surprising. He's turned his game around. And when I say he's turned his game around, I mean the kid just can't shoot. You look at the stats, you're like, oh, he's not shooting as much. He's finally figured out the game. Swing, no look pass, boom, boom. Let me box out, get some boards. And then you look over, he's 6 for 22. The 18 points isn't for lack of trying. 1 for 7 from behind the arc. Man, it just feels like last night the Mavericks needed that game, but you just knew they weren't going to get that game. And it also felt like, hey, they can get this game. They're down 7-5-8 the whole damn game. You think like we're just one run away from getting this thing popping. And I mean, Luka, just pathetic. 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 I don't care about the triple double. Like I said before in the intro, not a stats guy. You cannot be that sorry and that out of shape and this overrated and expect to win a championship. Just imagine if Luka had the mental toughness of nobody ever will have the mental toughness of Michael Jordan, but Just think of any other player in shape. If he just got in shape, and I've been saying this for 6 seasons, the talent's there. And I don't even know what talent is. I mean, the kid just goes back and forth 20 times, and as soon as the defense gets tired of moving with him, he just pulls up for an ugly ass jumper. It's not like the kid's even nice. He just has the reins. You give anybody the freedom that Luka Doncic has in the NBA, they'll give you these numbers. Trust me. They will give you these numbers. Look at what James Harden did with the Rockets. I'm not saying these guys aren't talented. I'm saying everybody in the NBA is the best 300 players in the world. Unfortunately, GMs and coaches, they don't know what the hell they're doing. You get a lot of players. Any player with the freedom that Luka has will probably be averaging 38 and 8. But with that freedom comes responsibility. Responsibility of being in shape, of being the leader, of being the best player. You can't do that if you can't get past half court. You can't do that if once you get past half court and you don't have the ball in your hands, you don't do, you just stand there. You don't move, you don't cut, you don't set picks. You just effing stand there. Nothing makes me madder than this. Some new rule in basketball where if you're good, you don't have to do pathetic. Meanwhile, on the other side, you got cats like Tatum and Brown grabbing boards, throwing assists, playing defense. Other thing is Luka can't play defense on squat. Shit. I mean, every time Luka tried to guard somebody above the free throw line, they said, "Oh, boom, boom, 1-2, left, right, I'm gone." Blow by, and they know this. It's almost fun. If Luka can't hide in the corner and just stand there and guard a shooter in the corner, I mean, he is burnt toast. It's almost embarrassing. The kid is a young man. I mean, I think LeBron James at 40 years old right now is in better shape than a 25-year-old Luka Doncic. Whew. It's sad, bro. It's sad. Again, he got a triple-double in the finals. Decades from now, they will look back and see Luka 32, 11, and 11. You give me the ball right now with his freedom, I'll give you something simpler. I I I I can't run up and down the court 3 times without dying. And neither can Luka. Pathetic. Pathetic. I mean, they're going back to Dallas. Series obviously isn't over. Only a 2-0 lead on the Boston Celtics. But just that game last night should have killed all hope for Mavericks fans. 32, 11, and 11, and you look pathetic. Closest you can get is 8 or 9. I think they got it down to 5 at one point, and PJ Washington dunked. He didn't get his shot blocked. He went to dunk it and hit the rim, the bottom of the rim. And then White came and blocked it after it hit the bottom of the damn rim. If his dumbass just dunks it, it's an and one problem. Sorry ass. They showed that replay. I said, he ain't even give up. Did he just hit the bottom of the rim? And then we watch it again in slow motion, and he's going to the goal like this. The hell you looking back for, bro? Fast break. Get the angle, go to the front of the rim, yam that thing. The worst they could do is foul. The best they can do is foul. Whatever the hell the damn case is. Look at this series price real quick just to laugh at it. Mavericks plus 650 now. The Boston Celtics minus 1,000. And I can tell you the truth. Mavericks gonna at least win one. I don't know if they tie it up 2-2, but they're gonna win one. Celtics gonna let their foot off the gas. Mavs gonna get one. I mean, hell, I got a ticket right here on the Mavs. Nothing would make me happier than for them to come back and win. It's just hard to see it, hard to believe it, with as pathetic as Luka looked last night. I mean, if you can't get up the court, bro, what the hell are we doing? Eh, People like myself and people even in higher places than me, people that are actually on ESPNs and TNTs, they've been saying the same thing to these young cats. Luka, get in shape. You still got the chubby 12-year-old build, bro. That's not cute. I don't know. We got game 3 win Wednesday. We'll talk more about this series and what's going on here for the next 2 days. Whew, gonna be a good show, man. I feel like we're only halfway through because I'm definitely not about to skimp nothing on this next subject. It's Captain by a hook, baby, with the red beard. We're about to dive into some WNBA basketball. I'm gonna go in chronological order, even though I want to just talk about last night so bad. The Seattle Storm and the Lynx getting feisty. But let's set it up real quick. Friday night, hell of some games. 4 games on Friday. The Indiana Fever, Jerry Seinfeld. I mean, Caitlin Clark. Doesn't she look like Jerry Seinfeld? They get their third win of the season. 85-83 win over the winless Mystics. They beat them by 2. Man, it's at the point I'm just begging the Mystics to get a win. They play everybody tough and lose by 2 because of bad coaching. It's just simple as that. You lose to the Fever by 2 because of bad coaching. I watched the game yesterday against the Liberty. 93-88 against the best team in the nation. You lose by 5. I can't wait to talk about the Liberty 2 here in a second. But let's go back to Friday. It'll set up the weekend beautifully. The Dallas Wings, they struggle to find a win. The Sparks heating up, warming up. Their young girls are starting to realize what they need to do to win at this level. I like these Sparks. Watch out for these Sparks to make a run in the second half. Another team to watch out for in the second half of the season. I mean, we're only 20% into the season, but I'm just saying the next month, these teams will just get better and better, and then boom, hit the second half. Think these teams will be ready to go. The Mercury and the Sparks, watch out for them. The Mercury, I mean, shout out Diana Taurasi. It was 62 years old. I'm kidding. She's 41, 42. 62 years old, having a blast, yucking it up. I mean, she's just laughing up and down the court, whether she airballs or hits a reverse layup. She's just loving life. Brittany Grinder came back for this game on Friday. They took on the Minnesota Lynx. Lynx were up by about 5 the whole game. Um, I'm rooting and hollering, Lynx on my team. Phoenix Mercury just came down the end of that game and took it over. Down 2 with about 4 to 6 seconds left. They run a beautiful inbound play. Pass it into Brittany. Fake the screen going this way. Set a back screen. Take the decoy. Copper sets the back screen. Then Copper comes off of a handoff / screen from Brittany Grinder and just laces a 3. Buzzer beater. Game winner. 81-80 victory for the Phoenix Mercury. They beat Minnesota Lynx. So the Lynx lose a tough one on Friday night. Also on Friday, you have the Seattle Storm. They won their 5th or 6th game in a row here. Ah, I wish they had more information on these pages. I know they were 1-3. I don't uh figure it out one of these days. They don't have a record. I just clicked 3 screens that have Seattle Storm stuff. 0. of these pages have a record. I'm just gonna say 5 in a row. They win their 5th or 6th game in a row against the Las Vegas Aces on Friday night, 78-65. I mean, it was up 10-12 the whole night against the Aces. The Aces falling apart, but that's not the story I want to talk about. They lost this game. They've lost 3 or 4. They lost 2 in a row. Lost to the Storm. Um, yeah, they beat the Wings in between there, and then they lost to the Sparks last night. So the Storm get a dominant win over, on paper, the back-to-back champs, the best team in the league, the Aces. Minnesota Lynx loses a close one. Remember that. It's all going to come back to fruition for Sunday. Saturday, you have 2 games, some good games. New York Liberty, they beat the Connecticut Sun, giving the Connecticut Sun their first loss of the season. We get a chance to see the Sun bounce back tonight. Dewana Bonner, my dog. But the Liberty, I think they're the best team in the league. I love the Aces, but I love the Liberty even more. Sabrina Iescu's been on a rampage, on fire. I mean, she's been dropping 25 and 8 like clockwork. Jonquel Jones, the last 2 games, indefinitely. Absolute baller. When Jonquel Jones is on, this team is unbeatable. Case closed. She's not their best player, but I think she's the most important player. Lainey Hamilton, when she's doing her thing, she's the best X factor in the league. She is the best 4th option in the league. Also one of the better defenders. Liberty have a lot going on that you have to love. They beat the Connecticut Sun 82-75 on Saturday. And then later in that evening, the Atlanta Dream. They might be a dangerous wildcard team. A lot of experience, a lot of talent. But Atlanta, they beat the Chicago Sky 89-80. Angel Reese, however, in a losing effort, her 4th double-double of the season, her 3rd double-double in a row. I believe she joins a long list of great players. It's like 3 other names. One to say is Parker Eladande. Can't think of that third one. But she's the 4th player to have 3 double-doubles in a row for the Chicago Sky, although albeit a losing effort. Now let's get to Sunday. Oh boy. The day starts off, we get the Liberty beating the Mystics by 5 again. Sabrina Iescu bananas. Uh, Jonquel Jones, I think she had 27 in that game. Just absolute ridiculousness coming from the Liberty. They beat the Mystics by 5. I mean, Mystics was in this game the entire game, up by 8 at one point. It's just bad coaching. They let teams go on runs. They're up 8. You look up, they're down 3. You wonder why. You look down. They just let the Liberty go on a 12-3 run, and then they give up. They done after that. Finito. Finish watching that game. Hurry up and switch over to the Mercury Wings game. I believe I caught it in the around halftime. Watch the second half, overtime. Enrique Tarazi going back and forth. Kalia Copper and Enrique really going back and forth. Not only were they guarding each other, they were dogging each other. And now we go to a second overtime. Double overtime. Wings kind of just fall apart. Few bad breaks, few bad calls. Once the team gets frustrated, it's just hard to bounce back. You don't get a call you want. You look at the refs, cuss them out, and next play down, you get a turnover. And even though you didn't get fouled, you're still mad. So you start cussing the ref out again that you should have been fouled. And then I don't know why, but Enrique started rushing shots late. I mean, just throwing them, just getting them out their hands. Just a bad finish in the second overtime for the Wings. They struggle to get wins, man. They need to get healthy. They're also unhealthy right now. Once they get healthy, it'll be a different story. But I mean, they play tough games, but they just are toast. The Mercury end up getting a 97-90 win in double overtime. Diana Taurasi just laughing like she's at a stand-up concert all night. Beautiful sight to see. But yeah, 97-90. Mercury heating up a little bit. You get the buzzer beater on Friday against the Lynx, and then get the double overtime win against the Wings. Like what I'm seeing from this Mercury team. We get to see them again on Thursday against the Aces. They're 6-6, man. Yeah. Storm. They won 6 in a row when they beat the Aces. I finally see their record. Anyway, any day, anyhow. Sparks last night. I'm not going to talk about this game too much. I want to get to this Lynx game. Sparks 96-92 victory against the Aces. This is a game I didn't watch at all. I watched every other game I've talked about. I was watching the finals last night. But Rakia Jackson, rookie out of Tennessee, 7 of 11 last night with 16 points, 5 boards. De'Erica Hamby, she gets a double-double, 18 and 10. They needed every bit of it. 4-point win, over the Aces. They also got 16 from Ari McDonald. Asia Wilson has been statistically out of this world. She has 31 last night, 8 boards. I mean, she's been dropping 30 on a regular. What they need to figure out, and I don't even see this girl on the box score. She not play last night? What's going on with Jackie Young, people? I need to know. Kate Martin, the rookie, she gets 13 points. Kelsey Plum, um, she hasn't had great shooting lately, but she still has 24 last night, 5 assists, but 7 for 22 from the floor, 4-11 from deep. I can't believe Jackie Young didn't play last night. I'm sorry, I'm just so curious. Tiffany Hayes also dropped 17, but Jackie Young's had a few bad games, and then she's not on the box score last night. The Aces, man, the last 3 or 4 games, and we saw it with the Liberty. They lost 2 out of 3 when Jonquel Jones was just not showing up, getting in foul trouble. Now she's back balling, and I guess she did get hurt. She had an illness last night. Didn't play due to an illness. They need Jackie Young at her best. I think she was 1 for 11 the game before that they lost to the Storm. They need her scoring. They need her taking shots. But shout out to the Sparks, man. Get a win over one of the best teams in the league. But last night, the story of the night. Seattle Storm. Man, I wish I could just get the quarter by quarter. Here it is. Here it is. This was a close game, believe it or not, until the second half. Um, I forget the exact score, but the Storm was up 41-36. Yeah, 41-36 at the half. And then the Minnesota Lynx come out in the third and just slap them. Hold them to 11 points in the third, winning the quarters 23-11. And then still, it was like an 8-9 point game. The fourth quarter comes 24-12 in the fourth quarter. The Lynx just absolutely demolish them. The Lynx are one of the best defensive teams I've ever seen. They also have crazy talented players. I mean, you saw Kayla McBride the last 2 games. I'd have to look it up. But man, she had 2 30-point games, I believe, back to back. She had 32 last night. I believe she had 31 the night before. 7 for 10 from 3-point range last night. She hit 8 threes on Friday. Just wow. 9 for 13, 32 points. Kayla McBride, the egomaniac. Absolute hell of a game. Nafisha Collier, she's the dog. 14 boards, 19 points. Would have loved for her to get the a few more. I had her over 22, but my favorite player is Nafisha Collier. I love the way she plays the games. But last night, late in the game, we had NECA guarding Nafisha, and it got chippy. It got ugly. All out. I don't want to use the word brawl ensued. It wasn't that bad. There was a technical assist. It was about 4 minutes of real time to break up these teams. All five players on the court got involved. I'll beat you. You ain't gonna do. I'll whoop you. I swear to God, I'll slap you. I'll tell your mama she ugly. They was talking trash, getting into it. Courtney Williams, shout out to her. She was the main one having Nafisha's back. Nafisha, man, she's just cool. Water off a duck's back, man. I love her style. But man, they were getting into it all night, just chippy fouls, tackling, arm locking, just both players falling. Refs didn't know what to do. They ended up just giving a technical. And then during the technical free throw, I mean, it was like I said, it took about 4 minutes of real times to get this little underlay, this little scuffle under control. But man, you love to see it. Lynx with the 83-64 win over the Storm. Storm trying to prove that they're a top echelon team. The Lynx are proving that they are a top echelon team. Looking at the conference views right now, Connecticut 9-1, holding the number one spot. However, the New York Liberty, winners of 7 in a row, they are rolling. They just took down the Sun, giving them their first loss. I think a week or two from now, we're going to have the Liberty as the top team in the Eastern Conference, like everybody expected. Uh, After that, it's a big drop off in the East. Up for grabs. You got the Dream at 5-4, the Sky of Chicago at 4-6, the Indiana Fever at 3-9, and the Washington Mystics at 0-12. Over in the Western Conference, a lot more competitive as far as 1 through 4 goes. You have the Minnesota Lynx sitting at the top spot at 8-3. Another reason why that game was so chippy last night. The Storm is right behind them. Storm wins that game. They're in first place right now, 8-3. But they didn't. Both of these teams are 7-3 over their last 10. Both of these teams, great start to the season. I mean, the Storm was 1-3. Now they're 7-4, 6-1 over their last 7. They had a great winning streak going. Just took down the Aces on Friday, and then they come out and just got that thing toe up. But 8-3 for the Minnesota Lynx, first place in the West. The Seattle Storm 7-4 in second place, and then you have the Las Vegas Aces. I'm sure they'll be all right. I'm sure they'll figure it out. They're 5-4 right now, though. Yikes. Uh, Yikes. Then you have the Phoenix Mercury at 6-6, Sparks at 4-7, and the Wings at 3-7. Man, the Wings have lost 5 in a row. They were 3-2, and now they just cannot figure out how to get rolling. Both Phoenix and the Sparks, winners of 2 in a row, they're starting to figure it out. I'm geeked about this WNBA season. Season. Can't wait to watch. Anyway, let's dive into these damn bets, shall we? Let's captain by a hook, baby. I need somebody, anybody. Hit me with the horns. Oh, yeah, baby. Captain by a hook. Trying to think. I'm going to start off with hockey. I talked about this earlier. I think I'm going to pull the trigger on it. We're going to go Florida Panthers on the puck line again. Plus 188, minus 1.5. Still plus 188. And I'm going to take the under 2. Call me crazy, but at least you're calling. Man. I don't know. Under 5.5. Knock on some dang wood. Hopefully, both of these defenses come out like they did last night. I mean, Saturday night. I mean, outside of the open net goal with 20 seconds left, this game was 2-0. Hoping for another slow scoring game. So that's the NHL. I just spilled coffee all over the damn place. God damn. That's a good sign, though, people. I don't know if it's a good sign or not. Why the hell would that be a good sign? Anyway, we're taking the Panthers on the puck line at home. I do think the Oilers make this a 6 or 7 game series, but the Panthers, just to me, best team in hockey over these playoffs. They're at home. Those fans are going bananas. Give me the Panthers puck line and the under 5.5. Let's jump over to the diamond real quick. Let me log in. Get to my bet slip. See if they I ain't gonna lie, man. This sportsbook been tripping. I've been slapping them too hard lately. I log in and they were like, "Nope, you're logged out." I had to log in like 8 times yesterday. I'm not about to deal with it today. I'm just gonna look at these live numbers, make sure nothing moved, but it won't even load nothing. I apologize. If this message gets you down, then I CC'd every girl that I'd CC'd round town. I'm just gonna give you the number. I remember it, and this could be off a little bit. But I took the Oilers, the Olds of Baltimore. Don't even remember who they're playing right now. Honestly, that's what sucks. But I took a -1.5 on the run line. I believe it was like +112, something like that. Small little plus number, little value on it. But I'm going Orioles. Burnsy's on the mound. I do know that. I'm gonna take their run line today -1.5. Um, Book's still not loading nothing. This might have moved. I'm pretty sure this number is gonna move. We got Fetty. We got Gilbert. I'm talking White Sox. I'm talking Mariners. I'm talking late night baseball. 6.5 minus like 128 was the number. I took the over 6.5. White Sox, I don't know how much it'll continue. Up runs over the weekend. They put up 6, 7, 4, 8. I mean, they was putting up runs over the weekend, and we all know how much they stink on defense and pitching. I think the Mariners can get some runs going. 6.5. I'll take that over. I'll take it every damn time. Woo, boy's a dang donkey. So that's where we're going on the diamond, baby. We're going Orioles on the run line, and I'm gonna take the over 6.5 on the White Sox Mariners. Jumping over to the W, baby. I got 3 prop bets for you there. It just loaded. +112, -1.5 on the O's. And I knew it. It's at 7 now. Over 7, -112. I got 6.5, -128. I'd rather have the 6.5 a little more juiced than the 7. But at the end of the day, if they hit 7, at least you push. But boy, do I hate pushing. It's captain by a hook, baby. I like to win. Jumping over to the W, one game tonight. We have Jerry Seinfeld and the Indiana Fever taking on the Connecticut Sun. Now, this isn't loading, but I believe it's 11-point favorites for the Connecticut Sun. It just hit me. My Wi-Fi tripping. This show ain't working. Anyway, Connecticut Sun -11.5. I'm gonna take some props here. I'm gonna take my girl Dewana Bonner over 19.5 points. She gets a dub tonight. Dewana Bonner, the OG, the original gangster. I love this girl's game. Love the way she plays the corner, plays her role, plays her position. Dewana Bonner over 19.5. Dejanay Carrington, she's been everywhere on the court the last few games. I love what she brings to the table, defensively and offensively. I think she's finding her spots, finding her shots, and knocking them down. I'm gonna take her over tonight as well. I think she gets into the teens, mid-teens, 15 to 17 point range. Her over is 12.5. I'm gonna take her over on points as well. Dejanay Carrington over 12.5 points. And then looking at the Fever, I'm gonna take last year's #1 pick, last year's rookie of the year, Aaliyah Boston, over 10.5 points. I definitely think she gets that. I think she gets enough shots to get to 12 or more tonight. I'll take the over on Aaliyah Boston at 10.5. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Got you a full hour today, baby. That's what happens when you got uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco sports to talk about. One of the great times of the year in sports. Stanley Cup, NBA Finals, College World Series. The W heating up. MLB finding its ground. Love it, love it, love it. Just to recap all the bets tonight, we're going under in the Stanley Cup Finals game 2. Oilers taking on the Panthers half, and I'm gonna take the Panthers on the puck line as well, -1.5 plus 188. On the diamond, we're going over. It's at 7 right now. I got it at 6.5. I wouldn't touch it anything over 7. Maybe hit 7.5. I just leave it alone. But I think they can squeeze their way to 7 tonight. Give me the over 6.5. White Sox, Mariners, and then give me the Orioles of Baltimore on the run line +112 with Burnsy on the mound. And then in the WNBA, we're going to go Dejanay Carrington over 12.5 points. Dawana Bonner over 12.5 points. And then Aaliyah Boston over 10.5 points there. Man, kind of like the over 159 too. If you didn't hear the news, Jerry Seinfeld, aka Caitlin Clark, she got left off of the Olympics team this summer for Paris. Like, there's not 80 guards better than her in the WNBA. I mean, let's get the F on out of here. Every other team in the WNBA has a better guard than Caitlin Clark. And she thinks she's about to be. I mean, even their team, Kelsey Mitchell's better than Caitlin Clark, the Nikola Tesla of the WNBA. But anyway, it got out that she texted her coach, "They woke a monster." I said, "They woke a monster." They just ain't, ain't she 3-10? Haven't she been shooting under 30%? Trash. Absolute garbage. They woke a monster. Whew. Probably laughed for 2 hours after I heard that. Anyway, it's Captain by a Hook, baby. Give you a full hour special for this 350th episode. It's Captain by a Hook with the red beard. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the love, and thank you for the support. 350 episodes would be nothing without the fan base that is you guys. So definitely appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Looking to continue to grow this. And man, a few years down the line, shout out to everybody who started here with me on YouTube, going live every day. But it's Captain by a Hook, baby, with the red beard. I'm Rowan Donaghy, aka Rowan Dobbs, going live on a beautiful Monday. It is the 10th day of June in the year 2024. Please, please, please take all of these wagers at your own risk, and please, please, gamble responsibly.